Okay guys, today I'm gonna show you how to create a draggable view. But first of all, sorry for the noise because I'm starting to record these videos from a coffee, so sorry about that. Okay, what I'm gonna accomplish today is this draggable view, which if we um, well, let's start. We have this first view and we have a button. If we click, we show a model, and the, the good thing about this is that we can drag this view, as you can see. uh, but if we don't drag faster the view, it returns to its original position. But if we drag faster the view, it will dismiss. So let's do that. I'm gonna open Xcode. I'm gonna create a new project. I'm gonna call the project Draggable View. I'm gonna create the files, the project. So now we have the storyboard, and I'm gonna create a button, and I'm gonna call it show modal, and I'm gonna put uh, its constraint. Okay, great. Then I'm gonna create another view controller. This is gonna be the the the, the draggable one. So now we create a segue to this, from the bottom to this view controller. I'm gonna choose the present modal option, and I'm gonna configure this segue to present over the current context to have transparent background. So now let's see it in the simulator. What what, uh, what we have. So it's starting the the app. So we have, and of course we can notice um, the presentation of the view controller because it has the same color. But I'm gonna change to another color, for example this one, and I'm gonna add a label also to be to have it more recognizable about what is the purpose of this view. So let's call it draggable view. So I'm gonna provide auto layout constraint. Okay, now let's run it again. Run it again. Um, let's see. So if we present, we can see now the animation, right? So, but right now we don't have any functionality about dragging the view. So let's do that. For that, we need to associate a view controller class to this view. So first, let's create that file. I'm gonna create a swift file, and I'm gonna call it draggable view controller. And here I'm gonna import the UI kit framework. I'm gonna create my class with the same name of the file, and I'm gonna inherit from the UI view controller. Okay, and I'm gonna associate this class to my view into the interface builder. So So now we have associated. Now we can provide some logic to make this view draggable. So first, um, we have Apple provides us, UI Kit provides us the UI recognizer for our purpose that is called UI hand gesture recognizer. So let's use it. First, I'm gonna create the method view develope, and I'm gonna call to its parent, and in here I'm gonna create a variable called hand gesture recognizer, and I'm gonna create the object. The target will be the class itself, and the action we're gonna provide, and we're gonna call it hand gesture recognizer action, and it will have one parameter. So let's create now that method. So I'm gonna copy and paste the same name I have created. I'm gonna call it gesture to that parameter, and it'll be the type of UI hand gesture recognizer of this parameter. So if we build the project, everything is okay. But after we create this gesture recognizer, we need to add to the view where we want to be applied this recognizer, right? So the view the one that we want is the current view that we are working right in this UI view controller. So we access to the self that view, and we add this gesture recognizer. So okay, so now, for example, if we print out the gesture, we should be able to see when we are trying to drag the view. So we show the model, and I'm gonna enable the console. I'm gonna clear, so you can see I'm dragging. I'm trying to drag, but right now it is not doing anything. It is just printing out because I coded this line, right? So that's why we are seeing. So everything is okay so far. So let's provide now when we are dragging panning the view, the view should be moved, right? So let's do that. And to do that, we use a property from the gesture variable that is called translation, right? And well, we are using a method, and in this method we need to pass the view in which the new position that will need to have the view in which view we are working, right? And we are working in this view. So I'm gonna store in this property translation, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna change the position of the view we are working. So it has this property origin, which controls the position of the view. So after we are panning we are dragging the view, we will have the new position, right, in this variable. So and we need to set this new position to the view in order to the view to be moved. So I'm gonna set it, and now I'm gonna run it, and we're seeing we're gonna see if the view now it should be moved. So we can see now that the view is being moved. So this is thanks to this to this new position, because this variable contains a CG point, and CG point is it contains the x and y axis, right? So everything is great, but the only thing that now we need to fix is that if we are not, if the view is not dismissed, it should return to its original position, like this, like this action, right? But right now it is not doing anything other than moving. So let's do that. And well, to do that, we fortunately we have the gesture variable provides us a variable, a property called state, which it gives us some possible states, like when after before the dragging is starting, we can set, we can do some things in this state, right? And after the dragging has finished, after the user finished the dragging, we have also this for that state, this case ended, and this is the place where we want to add some logic, right? Because we want to return to its original position after the dragging finish. So let's do that, and let's ask here gesture state if it is equal to ended. So then let's return to the original position. That it should be the 0 0, right? So if the gesture ends, we return to the original position. So let's run and see what happens. Okay, we show the model and we are dragging, and when I finish, when I stop dragging the view, it returns right to its original position. But it's okay, but we need to improve, because there is no animation here. The returning is direct. So let's add some smoothness here. Let's use the animation that UIKit provides us. For example, let's say it will return to its original position in about 0.3 seconds, and here we're gonna put the translation. In this case is to the position 0 0. That's the original position. So now let's see. Okay, this is a closure, and we need to use the self variable. Okay. Let's see. Show the model, and if I stop dragging, it returns. But now we see some animation, right? Which is great for the user. So the final purpose, or the most important purpose here is to be the view dismissible, right? When some state, it should dismiss or quit this view and return to the last view that is showing this bottom show model. One way we can add some logic here is is seeing if the user, for example, is dragging in this way. It it's common that he's just trying something, I don't know, but he clearly doesn't want to dismiss this view. But if he want to dismiss, he could be doing like this, right? And it much more fast the dragging. So fortunately UIKit provides us that, uh, and it provides us a velocity, and we have two values, x and y, and velocity in x in this direction, and the x-axis direction, and the y-axis direction, right? So let's see. Let's print out uh, what velocity the user did. Okay, so I'm gonna use the method velocity, and I will provide in which view it's happening this gesture, which of course is the view that we are working. So let's see. Okay, it's running the project. I show the modal, and I'm gonna enable the console. And if you see, we are printing the velocity, and it has a x that is with minus 73, and in the y-axis 736. If I do slowly, you can see that the while is a small value, right? 56. Um, but if I do more fast, we can see that the velocity is much more bigger and also varies, right? I can see that we can add some logic to saying that if the velocity of while is bigger than 1,500, we can conclude that the user wants to quit this view. So let's add this logic, and after the user ended the dragging, let's find out if the velocity. First, I'm gonna store the value in a variable called velocity as well. Okay, and I'm gonna ask if the velocity while is greater than 1,500, and if it is, we need to dismiss the view. If not, otherwise we are gonna return to the original position, which we were doing. So we only need to pass that logic that we did. We only need to add this logic, and the way to dismiss the view is calling the method dismiss. Well, we want to be dismissed with animation, and completion we are not we are not gonna use anything about in the completion. So now if the velocity is bigger or equal to this value, we should dismiss, right, the view. Otherwise we go to the original position. Okay, now let's see if it's working. Okay, we show the modal, and if I drag the view slowly, well, it won't happen anything, right? But if we do more fast the dragging, we can dismiss, right? So yeah, that was the purpose of this this video. I hope that you find it useful. Uh, Thanks for watching.